Leg cramps, the ones that hit at 2, 3 in the morning, the kind that lock your calf so tight you can't move your foot. And if you've been pouring yourself a glass of milk before bed thinking that's your answer, I need you to hear what I'm about to say. Because what's happening in your legs at night is not random. It's not just getting older, and it is not something you should keep pushing through alone. Before we're done here, I'm going to show you 3 calcium foods that research actually supports for muscle function after 60. But more than that, I'm going to show you why one of the most common calcium habits seniors rely on is quietly failing them, and why the real problem isn't the food itself. It's something nobody explained. Now here's where this gets serious. Most seniors, and honestly, most doctors in a 10-minute appointment, will point you toward water, or potassium, or a banana, and that's not wrong, but it's incomplete. However, and this is what changed things for me when I first saw the research, guidance from the NIH Office of Dietary Supplements makes it clear that calcium is directly involved in how your muscles contract and release. Every single time, not just your bones, your muscles. And after 60, the National Academy of Medicine's data shows that a significant percentage of older Americans fall below recommended calcium intake. Not by a little, by a lot. So you've got a mineral that your muscles need every time they fire and release. And you've got an entire generation of adults over 60 who aren't getting enough of it. And the advice they keep hearing? Drink water. Eat a banana. That's the big enemy here. Not bad doctors, not bad intentions. Just outdated, incomplete guidance that treats calcium like it's only about bones. While your legs are seizing at 3 in the morning. My name is Dr. David Collin, and I need to be clear with you about something before we go any further. Everything I share in this conversation is for educational purposes only. Always discuss changes with your own doctor. I say that not because I have to. I say it because I respect you. And what I'm about to walk you through deserves to be taken seriously, discussed with someone who knows your full health picture, and then acted on with confidence. If what I share today is useful, and I believe it will be, subscribe so you don't miss what comes next. I cover the things most seniors are never told clearly. After 60, everything changes, and most people aren't told why. By the time I'm done today, you'll know exactly which 3 calcium foods are worth prioritizing, why the one you probably trust most may not be doing what you think, and what actually has to be in place for calcium to reach your muscles at night. Not guessing, not hoping, knowing. Let me take you inside what's actually happening. Right now, tonight, when your body is lying still, your muscles don't just shut off. They cycle. They fire in tiny pulses and release. Fire and release. And the signal that tells a muscle to release, to let go, to stop gripping, depends on calcium. Think of calcium like the hand that opens the fist. Without enough of it available at the cellular level, the muscle fires. And it doesn't get the full signal to stop. That's a cramp. That's exactly what you're feeling at 3 in the morning. Not a mystery. Not bad luck. A mineral gap in a process that's been running your entire life. Only now, after 60, the margin for error has gotten razor thin. And here's where it starts stacking. The NIH Office of Dietary Supplements notes that calcium absorption declines with age. Your body at 70 does not pull calcium from food the way it did at 40. That's a biological fact, not a maybe. So even if you're eating the same foods you always have, your body is getting less from them. Less calcium reaching your cells. Less stable muscle signaling. More tightening at night. That's the chain. That is what's running underneath the surface while everyone keeps telling you to drink more water. Most seniors never connect this to that. Today you will. So let's start with the first calcium food. And I'm starting here because this one is the most repeatable, the most practical, the one you can actually keep doing every single evening without it feeling like a chore. Plain yogurt. Specifically, plain low-fat or whole milk yogurt. Not flavored, not the kind with a candy bar's worth of sugar poured in. Plain. According to USDA FoodData Central, 1 cup of plain low-fat yogurt delivers roughly 400 to 450 milligrams of calcium. That's close to a third of what most adults over 60 need in a full day. In 1 cup. But here's why yogurt matters beyond the number. It's cultured. That means the bacteria in it have already started breaking down some of the lactose. For the millions of seniors who've quietly stopped drinking milk because it bothers their stomach, yogurt often doesn't. It's gentler. It's more tolerable. And the calcium in dairy, according to a 2015 review published in the journal Nutrients, is among the most bioavailable forms, meaning your body can actually absorb and use a higher percentage of it compared to many plant sources. Now let me say that again, because this matters. It's not just about how much calcium is in the food. It's about how much your body can pull out and put to work. And yogurt sits near the top of that list. So imagine this. You have a small bowl of plain yogurt in the evening, maybe with a few walnuts. Nothing dramatic, nothing medical, just a quiet habit. And that one habit is delivering a meaningful dose of highly absorbable calcium to your muscles right before the window when cramps are most likely to hit. That's not a cure. I'll never call it that. But research suggests it's one of the smartest, most sustainable moves a senior can make for nighttime muscle stability. And almost no one frames it that way. Now, here's the part that trips people up. If yogurt is so good, why doesn't it fix everything? Why do some seniors eat dairy every day and still cramp? Because calcium doesn't work alone. It never has. And after 60, the system it depends on starts losing pieces. That's what I'll get to. But first, the second food. Because this one is different. And it catches people off guard. Canned sardines. With the bones. I know. Most people don't think of sardines as a calcium food. But those tiny, soft bones, the ones you don't even notice when you eat them, are loaded with it. USDA FoodData Central shows that a single 3.75-ounce can of sardines with bones delivers approximately 350 milligrams of calcium. That's in the same range as a cup of yogurt from a can of fish. And here's the advantage sardines carry that yogurt doesn't. They come with vitamin D already built in. And vitamin D, according to the NIH, is the cofactor your body needs to absorb calcium in the first place. Without adequate vitamin D, calcium passes through. Your gut doesn't grab it. It doesn't matter how much calcium is on the plate if your body can't pick it up. This is not age. This is a mineral your body stopped absorbing well, and the right food can change that. Sardines give you both in one serving. Calcium plus the vitamin D that helps your body actually use it. For a senior who wants efficiency, who wants to stop overthinking every meal, that's a powerful combination. A small can on a cracker, some lemon. That's it. And the bones. I need you to hear this. The bones in canned sardines are soft. They dissolve when you chew. You don't crunch through anything uncomfortable. Most people who try them for the first time say the same thing. They expected it to be strange. It wasn't. Canned salmon with bones works the same way. Similar calcium count. Similar vitamin D. The key is the bones. If the label says boneless, the calcium drops dramatically. You need the bones. So now you've got two options. Yogurt for consistency and gentle absorption. Sardines or bone-in salmon for calcium plus its cofactor in one package. Two different entry points. Both grounded in USDA nutritional data and supported by NIH guidance on calcium and muscle function. But there's a third option. And this one matters for a reason most people don't expect. Not every senior can do dairy. Some can't. Some won't. Some have been told not to. And for years, those seniors have been left out of the calcium conversation entirely, as if the only path to this mineral runs through a glass of milk. It doesn't. The third food is calcium-set tofu. Not silken tofu. Not every tofu on the shelf. Specifically, tofu that's been made with calcium sulfate, and it says so on the ingredient list. According to USDA FoodData Central, a half-cup serving of firm calcium-set tofu can deliver roughly 250 to 400 milligrams of calcium, depending on the brand. That's a meaningful dose. And a 2018 study published in the journal Osteoporosis International found that calcium from calcium-set tofu showed absorption rates comparable to dairy in older adults when vitamin D status was adequate. Comparable, not inferior, not a consolation prize. A real, usable source. So for the senior who doesn't do dairy, or whose stomach has made that decision for them, calcium-set tofu is not a last resort. It's a legitimate frontline option. Stir-fried, scrambled with eggs, cubed in a soup. It fits into meals without demanding you rebuild your entire kitchen. Free foods, yogurt, sardines with bones, calcium-set tofu, each one backed by USDA nutritional data and supported by NIH guidance on calcium's role in muscle function. Each one chosen because it's not just high in calcium. It's practical for someone over 60 who wants a real, keepable habit. I want you to drop a letter in the comments right now. If you still think nighttime leg cramps are mostly a potassium problem, drop the letter A. If you believe calcium foods may be the missing piece after 60, drop the letter B. I read every single comment personally. Let me know below. And now, here's the part I've been building toward. Everything I just told you is real, and it matters. But there is something that changes all of it, something almost no one talks about. And once you understand it, you will never look at calcium the same way again. Here it is. The problem after 60 is usually not that seniors aren't eating calcium foods. Many are. Some are even eating the right ones. The problem is delivery. The calcium is on the plate, but it's not reaching the muscle. Let me explain what I mean. Your stomach acid, the acid that breaks food down and frees minerals like calcium so your gut can absorb them, declines with age. Research published in the journal Alimentary Pharmacology and Therapeutics has documented that gastric acid output decreases significantly in older adults. Less acid, less breakdown, less calcium freed from food. Now add this. A 2011 study reviewed in the Archives of Internal Medicine found that proton pump inhibitors, the medications millions of seniors take for acid reflux, can further reduce calcium absorption by suppressing the very acid your body needs to extract calcium from food. You're eating the right food, taking a pill that quietly blocks your body from using it. And no one connects those two things for you. And it doesn't stop there. Vitamin D status drops in older adults. The NIH reports that adults over 70 need more vitamin D than younger adults, but many don't get it from sunlight, food, or supplementation. Without adequate vitamin D, your intestine absorbs a fraction of the calcium available. A fraction. This is for educational purposes only. Always discuss changes with your own doctor. I say that here because what I'm about to tell you is important enough that it deserves to be handled carefully. If your vitamin D is low, and many seniors have never had it checked, then the yogurt, the sardines, the tofu, all three of those foods are working at a disadvantage. The calcium is there. The absorption pathway is compromised, and the cramp keeps coming back. I'm telling you this because nobody else in this space will. There's one more layer. Timing. If you eat your calcium-rich food at breakfast and your cramps hit at 2 in the morning, there's a gap. Your body used that calcium hours ago. By the time the nighttime cramp window arrives, the benefit has faded. A 2010 review in the Journal of the American College of Nutrition noted that spreading calcium intake across the day, rather than loading it into one meal, supports more consistent availability. For nighttime cramps specifically, having a calcium source in the evening hours makes physiological sense. So the picture now looks different, doesn't it? It's not just which food. It's whether your stomach can break it down, whether your vitamin D is high enough to absorb it, whether your medications are quietly blocking the process, and whether you're eating it at the right time of day for the problem you're trying to solve. Most seniors never get this far. They try one food. It doesn't seem to help. They assume calcium doesn't matter, and they go back to the banana and the water bottle. Meanwhile, the real issue, the delivery failure, never gets addressed, and the cramps keep coming. So here's what this actually looks like when you put it together. Not a medical protocol, not a prescription, a practical, food-based approach grounded in what the research supports. First, pick one calcium-rich food you can repeat consistently. Yogurt, sardines with bones, or calcium-set tofu. Whichever one fits your life, your stomach, and your taste. The best calcium food is the one you'll actually eat, not the one with the highest number on a chart. If your cramps are mainly hitting at night, and for most seniors over 60, they are, make that calcium food part of your evening. Not necessarily right before bed, but in the later hours. Dinner, an evening snack. Give your body access to calcium closer to the window when the cramps tend to strike. That timing detail alone, according to the research from the Journal of the American College of Nutrition, may change whether the food actually helps. Second, do not rely on milk alone if it upsets your stomach or if you rarely finish a full glass. I see this pattern constantly. A senior pours a glass of milk, drinks half, feels bloated, and sets it aside. That's not a calcium strategy. That's a good intention that never lands. Choose the calcium food you'll actually keep using. Consistency is where the benefit builds. Third, if the cramps continue even after you've added a solid calcium food in the right window, do not keep guessing. Talk to your doctor about 3 things. Your vitamin D level. Has it been checked recently? Your medications. Are any of them PPIs, certain diuretics, or thyroid medications that may affect calcium absorption or timing? And your overall mineral balance. Because calcium, magnesium, and potassium work together, and a gap in one can make the others look like they're failing. This is not age. This is something your body is doing, and we can fix it. And here's the red flag rule. If your leg cramps are severe, one-sided, come with visible swelling, numbness, tingling, or unusual weakness, stop self-managing. That pattern may indicate something beyond a mineral gap. The Mayo Clinic lists these as signs that warrant prompt medical evaluation. Not tomorrow, not next week, soon. So let me bring this home. You now know 3 calcium foods backed by USDA nutritional data and NIH guidance. Yogurt, sardines with bones, calcium-set tofu. You know why they work for muscle function, not just bone strength. You know that timing matters. Evening intake aligns with nighttime cramp patterns. You know that absorption is the hidden variable. Stomach acid, vitamin D, medication overlap, and that ignoring it is the reason calcium seems to fail for many seniors. And you know that this was never about a single miracle food. It was about understanding a system. Your muscles need calcium. Your gut needs to absorb it. Your body needs the cofactors to use it. And your habits need to deliver it at the right time. When all 4 of those line up, that's when the pattern starts to shift. Your doctor never told you this, but I will. The nighttime cramp you've been fighting is not a sentence. It's a signal, and now you know what it's asking for. Before I let you go, there's one more thing, and this might be the most important part of everything I've said today. If you do all of this, the right food, the right timing, the right cofactors, and the cramps still keep returning, do not assume calcium doesn't matter. The far more likely explanation is that something else in your mineral chain is broken. A medication you didn't think to question. A vitamin D level you've never had drawn. A kidney issue that changes how your body handles calcium entirely. The food is not failing you. The system around it might be. And that's a conversation for your doctor, not for guesswork at bedtime. Now that you understand how calcium fits into nighttime leg cramps, there's something else happening in your body that can cancel those benefits out. A second mineral problem that most seniors are dealing with right now and don't even know it. If you miss it, your legs can keep cramping even when the food looks right. I cover exactly that in the next video. Watch it now.